Here we go again. What's up everybody and welcome back. As you guys just saw, we have the new harness. I have it sitting right there, laid out, ready to go in. You can see I don't have the old harness pulled off, but we're gonna get it out of there and we're gonna see if this one starts the car. Man, it feels good to be back, to be able to talk to y'all, check in with you, show you what's been going on, and also explain everything that's been going on with me. It's been about 3 weeks, and I mean, it's been kind of crazy. You guys have seen that I've been on Mike's videos. We've been messing with the truck. We had some drift trike fun. We've been doing some stuff with his 300ZX, and it's just, I've been crazy busy, swamped. Me and the girl and some friends took a little trip down to Southern California. As you guys saw, we were at FD Irwindale this last weekend, but now it's grind time. It's time to get this back going, and hopefully this thing is gonna run. So enough of me talking, let's get this thing in here. Hopefully this is the last time it has to go on jack stands like this to change a harness. I really don't like laying down under here on my back trying to hook up things for like the starter and that type of stuff, but working in a garage, I'm gonna have to do it at some point. So if I'm doing it, I might as well be doing it for my car and making sure that, you know, everything is A1. But I didn't show you guys. Look, I have the new wheels on. I know it's up in the air right now, so you can't really see the fitment, but I'm really excited to show you once it's down and running, hopefully. But I didn't get a chance to put this one on because you can see there's like no room in here to be able to jack it up and do stuff. So I really need this car running so I can get this out of here, and then I'm gonna probably move it over to the other side over here. Now we're gonna do the brakes also. So I'm gonna start taking off the harness, and I guess we're gonna just jump right into it. So yeah, let's do this. Okay, so it just occurred to me that last time I did a time lapse, but I've never actually showed you guys or laid out how the harness goes. And I know some of you guys have been asking me, how do I know where it goes? How do I know which direction it runs and all that? And it's pretty simplistic. So I'm gonna go over that real quickly. Rather than do a time lapse of just taking it out and throwing it in, I'd rather explain it to you a little bit. So you can see that the harness is just like one long harness. This has all the connectors down here. This has all the connectors over here. This big long one right here, let me get it kind of untangled. This one goes to the pedal. I'll explain how I know that in just a second. But if you look in here, it's connected to in here, and all of these have all the relays. You have the two plugs right here that go to the ECU. You have the CAN bus box one, and then you have the white body harness one here. So knowing that this goes in, down into the inside, I know that this is the long one that goes to the pedal because I am doing drive-by-wire. It's a 6-pin, so I have this. And then this harness comes out and goes into the engine, and it looks long and complicated, and it really isn't. So we're gonna go over here to the engine, and I'm gonna show you kind of how it goes. I am gonna have to take this off, so I might have to stop the video, take it off, and then I'll explain more. But from here, you can see that this is where the mass airflow goes. Started unplugging this. Once I start kind of unplugging each harness connector, you can see that they are all pretty much laid out on where they should be. Where they should be, where they should be, where they should be. And that's one leg of it. And then the other leg actually comes over the same thing. If I take this off here, you can see that they are kind of laid out all in the same spot like that. If you look at the connectors, and you can see that this one right here is a 3-pin. This is a 3-pin for the map. Then you have this one right here that goes onto the throttle body like that. Looks like that. I kind of try to identify plugs that I know and I can see where they go, and I'll plug those in first, and then I'll start to follow it back. I'll plug in the mass airflow, then I can start to follow it back, and then you can see that the different legs that come off, like the one down here that goes to the coolant temp, will be here. the one that goes down here to the alternator, and I kind of lay it out like that. So then I know that the big leg that comes off of it goes over here, and then this is where all of the stuff behind here goes down into the cabin. So not real hard. It's pretty simplistic. I just kind of wanted to show you, and then you kind of just follow it and see where each leg has to go. It's not a real hard system to lay out, but just to show you, see right here, there's one major leg that goes off here like that, and then here's the other one. So you can see that this breaks it down into 2 banks. So for those of you that were curious how I lay it out, how I know where things go, it's pretty much just identifying the plugs and then showing it as it's plugged in. So I'm gonna start tearing that one out, and then I'll keep you guys updated as this new one goes in as well. Okay, so now I got that harness out. Thank God that's out of there. We are going to take this new one and bring it over there, if I don't kill myself on the way over. And I'm gonna start this time with putting this down into that hole, and then I'll run it out accordingly. Okay, so now I have this on here. I connected the small pigtail to the 2 that go to the harness outside by the battery, and then I kind of just ran this here, and this now is kind of separated. It's kind of a mess, I know, but I'm gonna get it laid out. You can see what I was talking about. Here's that major leg here. This one goes to over there, and then I have the ones that will go down to the starter and that. So I'm gonna kind of lay those out, and I'll kind of show you along the way as I go, but I mean, we're getting pretty close. Okay, now a little update. You can see I have all the wiring ran on this side. I have the injectors, and I have the plugs ran. I have down to the coolant temp, the alternator. This goes to the crank sensor, and then this one will come up and go here. I'm still gonna have to zip tie everything and keep everything clean, because you guys know how I do it, but I'm kind of just running it right now, making sure everything plugs in, everything reaches, and everything's fine that way, and then I'll go through and clean it up. But if you guys have made it this far into the video, don't skip ahead and see if it starts. Let me explain this stuff, how it goes together, and wait for the end. Honor code, come on. You guys have stuck with me this long, and I appreciate it, so don't skip ahead. Okay, much love. Let's keep going. All right. Man, can't catch a break. So, I had this laid out. I started putting stuff down to the starter, and I noticed, let me show you. I have this connector, which is this female side on the harness for the O2 sensor. I noticed that I also have another female on the car side. Let me show you why it's like that. Because on the old harness, he also wired it wrong, where this was male side. And we also had a hard time trying to find a female side O2 sensor where the male side from the harness would plug into, because normally it's this way. And so, I mean, this is getting frustrating, y'all, but I don't know. I'm gonna try and dig through and see. Maybe I have some that have a male side on it. Maybe I'll get lucky, but it's at a halt right now. So I don't know. We'll see when this video continues. Hopefully it's still today. Still try and get this through, but I want this to be a startup video. So until this is right, this video won't air. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna see what I can do. Maybe go through my box of crap over there, see if I have some O2 sensors that have a male end on it. So, all right. Well, we just got back running out of daylight, but you can see I found 2 of the sensors, so at least we can continue on. So I'm gonna start swapping those out and then running the rest of the wiring. I haven't done any more since I last showed you guys, so I'm gonna keep going on that. All right, so you can see it's dark outside. I've lost a lot of light due to having to chase down this stupid problem. But I do have the harness is all set up. I have that. I still have to clip the zip ties, but I've cleaned it up there. It's starting to look just like it was with the other harness. And the last thing that I did, let me get under here. I got the sensors are all plugged in. I just need to zip tie them and put them out of the way so that way they don't sit on the header. But those are all hooked up. I have all the wiring for The starter is all hooked up. You can see it's ran all the way up there. Nothing's touching the headers, no issues. And then I have the one that goes back to the trans on the other side, back in there. Probably can't see it, but that's okay, it's there. And then I have the knock sensor and everything there. So everything underneath here is completely done. All right, the last thing I had to do was hook up the ECU, 2 connectors, the CAN bus box, and then I ran the pedal. That's what this one right here is for, and it goes and connects in the pedal. It's kind of just sitting in there right now because you all know that if something happens and it doesn't go my way, it's all coming back out. So everything here should be all done. I don't have everything zip tied, so that's why it doesn't look all pretty and clean, but everything on here is connected. I have the intake back on, and I guess we're ready to fire. So I am gonna drain the oil real quick and put new oil in it. I got some new oil because of the fact that the old oil is completely saturated with all the gasoline. If you guys have seen the other videos, you know that it was just dumping raw gas, and the oil and the dipstick really smells bad of gas. So I'm gonna empty that out real quick, put some fresh stuff in, and then we're gonna fire it up. All right, so I put everything in, put everything on the ECU and all that, and then I went to put the key in to turn it on to make sure the fuel pump primed, and let me show you what I found. Ah, man, am I over this? No good has come out of anything. I got some whack ass noise down here. Look at this. I'm over this shit. I think when he had me jump it, I think he fucked all kind of stuff up. So I'm gonna try and change IPDM right now, and then, I don't know, go from there. So I changed IPDM and there's still no difference. You can see, if I go in here, still the same noise. This, who knows what the hell it's gonna do. But yeah, so Mike's on his way. He wants to come over and look at it. I mean, it's more just for moral support, but I guess we're gonna look at it and see. Maybe he has some ideas that I'm not thinking about. But I just checked fuses, changed IPDM. I double checked on my work, made sure that the grounds are on. I have the extra ground here that goes to the chassis, that goes to the battery, that goes to the chassis. I have the one underneath and the ones to the both of the back of the heads. So, I mean, there's plenty of grounds. I don't know. I'm at a loss right now. I think literally when we had to jump the other harness, he was thinking that, you know, when we jumped the power wire, I think that he was thinking it might turn it on, but I think he fried a bunch of stuff, honestly. So I don't know. They might owe me an ECU, and I don't know. I don't know how to get out of this, but I guess when Mike gets here, we'll kind of put together a game plan and see what happens. So yeah. Sorry, y'all. This is wild. I have never had so many issues with one car replacing these big of components. So, yeah, I guess when he gets here, we'll see what happens. All right, they got here Mike pulling up.
Where's the big ass truck at?
Yep. Bro. I got rid of it.
You might stole it while you was gone or what?
Nope. Gave it back to the owner.
Tell him, get that shit off my driveway. What's up, lad?
Hi. I'm so over this, it's ridiculous.
Man, you swapped the IPDM or what?
Yeah, I just did.
Still nothing?
Still nothing. Doesn't do anything. Let me show you. He hasn't seen it yet. I've shown you guys, but he hasn't seen actually what happens. Look, come on this side. How you say it? Look, Linda. Linda.
Linda.
Here we go. Ready?
Hold on. Man, let me...
Oh, you don't even need it. You don't even need all that.
I don't want to scratch the Twinkie paint.
Here we go. Watch the dash. Give it enough time. There's a fuel pump. There, oh no.
What the fuck?
There it goes.
Yo. That's weird. Is the...
No idea.
That's weird as fuck.
Yeah. Everything's on. Any ideas?
So this is the new IPDM?
Yep.
All different relays and everything?
Everything. Whole unit was switched.
What? Bruh.
Everything's hooked up.
ECU and everything's grounded?
Yeah, everything's grounded. Like, I have it the same exact way that I had it before he had me jump that shit. When it was still spitting gas, but it was driving fine. Well, not fine, but you know it was driving.
With this harness, does the ECU, is the fuel pump controlled by the ECU and everything? Or is it just on the ignition switch?
It's on the ignition side.
What if it fried like the ignition?
I mean, possibly.
Isn't
Maybe
there,
like the I think it's off the body ECU. So
isn't there like a fucking? Isn't there like a little secondary ECU over there or something?
Yeah, there's a body ECU.
It's like a little control module or whatever.
Yeah.
What if that's fucked up?
I mean, it's possible. I don't know.
It shouldn't be the computer because I mean, depending on what he had you jump, if it would have been something else with the ECU, it should have fried the main fuse.
Well, he had me jump. He had me jump on the harness side. So I don't know. It was the power wire that goes throughout the harness. He said there's only one like wire that connects power to everything. So he had me jump that to another terminal. Yeah. So I mean, it's possible. You might be right. It might be a body ECU or something like that. So I might have to get one of those and see if that's the case. But
if it was the ECU though, it should have fried like the ECU fuse, like the oscillator fuse.
Yeah.
You know, like when you hook the battery up backwards, it fries the main power fuse.
And that's up here. You can see that top one. See right here.
Oh yeah, it's still good.
Yep. 130 amp, and then there's all these ones down here.
Right in here.
Yep. They're all good.
Fuck is this?
Oh, that's for my jumper. The battery tender. All right, so Mike just left and we kind of did some brainstorming to figure out kind of what's going on. I pulled out my BCM thinking that maybe this is the cause. I tried turning the car on. Obviously, it's not gonna do anything because the body control module is out of it. However, I wanted to see if there was like a straight to power, and if there was that case that maybe that was the reason why the relay kept wigging out on me. But I have nothing, so hopefully, because the fuel pump and the dash and stuff is all controlled by the body control module, hopefully that there is something in there that's bad. I took the back off to see kind of what's going on, but with the back open, there's no like burnt like wires or anything like that. I mean, you know, like chips, there's no burnt anything that I could see on the motherboard. So yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping it's that the body control module, I plug in the new one and that's that. But I mean, this car's been nothing but problems. You guys have seen it every step of the way. And so I was gonna wrap this video up and put it out, but I can't do that to y'all. I know there's so many of you that are excited about this car running the same way that I am. And so I think I'm just gonna cut it right here. I'm gonna get the body control module tomorrow morning and then put it in, and hopefully we have better news tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna just call it a night, and you know, in just a few minutes, I guess you're gonna see. All right, I just pulled off the fuel rail. Wanted to test because, yeah, Mike strikes again, saying that it was probably a fuel injector. Check it out.
Leaky, baby.
Just one.
Leaky little fucker.
Man, that is bad. Hey, you know what? Real talk though, don't buy anything from eBay. Yeah, that's my bad. So, I'm gonna get a new one. I guess we're gonna roll over to GM real quick and pick one up. That will solve.
If you got these from eBay, what I would do is I'd still take them to Exit. I have all of them flow tested to see what this shit looks like.
Good morning, everybody, and today is a new day. About 2 days has passed since the last part of this video. I've had a lot of things I've had to search for. I've had a lot of things I've had to test. I've had a lot of things that, you know, I've just been stumped on this car. As you guys last saw, it was wigging out. There was a bunch of issues with it. And now I actually have good news. The car is done. Yeah, that's right. I didn't want to bore you guys with like all of the testing processes. I know this is already a long video. This video was more to show that, hey, I swapped the new wiring harness and it runs, and we're about to make some sick ass content and actually have driving content. But before we get into all of that, before I let you guys hear the car, and before I explain everything that's gone on, let me kind of show you everything is all set up now as it should be. I even went back in, set up the zip ties, made it where it looks clean. I mean, presentation is half of it, right? So, yeah, let me get into what exactly was happening. All right, shed some light on the subject. You guys all saw that it was wigging out, that there was issues, there was something that was going on with it. I was half right when we had tried jumping the car the other day, or actually not the other day, like a couple weeks ago with the old harness in. We burnt up something and we didn't know what it was. For those of you that saw my Instagram story and the other stuff, I was looking for a body control module, thinking that because the dash was wigging out, because the fuel pump was wigging out, because like other things were getting messed up, I was thinking the body control module had been shot. However, we found, for those of you guys that are 350Z guys and G35 guys know that the fusible link is on the power here. There's a 120 amp fuse right here. That blows usually if you hook up the battery cables backwards, as you guys heard earlier in the video when Mike was saying that. Alternator, high amperage, whatever, this will blow. So we checked that. There was no issues with that we could see visually. However, I was testing the test light, running a couple tests with Tweaked, and I found that if I went from the battery post here on my test light, literally on the battery post, I had 12.8 volts. When I went to the next bolt, about a half an inch away, this was 10.6. So I was losing 2 volts in between a half an inch of space, and we don't know why for sure. We actually took the old fuse block off and we were testing it, and Mike actually found like a hairline fracture on the back of the weld. And so what we think happened is that was creating a bunch of resistance, and so the 2 loss of voltage here, after we replaced this fusible link, actually the car turned on. I had normal dash, I had normal fans, I had normal everything, but I would try to crank it and nothing would happen. So I put the car down, I kind of like would crank it again and I would still get nothing. So it was throwing a throttle body code. I don't know what that had to do with it shutting off, but every time I cleared it, it would want to crank. So long story short, I put gas in the car, filled it up a little bit more. I cleared the code. I actually unplugged the throttle body and I turned it and it fired. And so at least the electrical issue I knew was nothing, but I still had to figure out the throttle body. So the throttle body, we were thinking maybe that got fried also when we were jumping with the old harness. So I was going to replace the throttle body. But before I did that, I wanted to get a hold of Tweaked and get the wiring schematic. And I actually found that there was 2 wires for voltage, because it was a correlation code that I had gotten. Forgot what the code number was, but it was a voltage correlation code. So I knew that the wiring probably wasn't right. When I double checked with him, the D pin and the E pin were actually flopped. When I changed that, I had throttle. So everything on here is completely fixed. As you guys saw, that one clip that I got, it was a frustrating day. However, that one clip that I did get, you guys saw that I changed the fuel injectors. This injector right here, you saw was leaking ridiculous. Big shout out to Ray over at Sac Speed Shop. He had a set of GM LS3 injectors that I was able to purchase from him. So I got all 8 fuel injectors. Again, like I said, do not buy eBay. Never again. That was crap, stupid idea, but it was long before I knew pretty much how finicky these motors are. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys are ready to hear it. I'm sure you want me to stop rambling. I have Mike on the way, so it's gonna be in just a second because I will turn it on and we're getting a test drive video. So I do have the wheels that I have to change. I have this one on here and I have the black one on the other side. I need to flip and put this one on here. The only reason for that is because these are 11-inch wide on the fronts and they rub on the knuckle. And since this car was parked, I wasn't able to move it. I couldn't get on this side and modify the knuckle the way that I did on that side. So for the test drive, I'm gonna put on the black wheels, but I mean, it's time to drive, y'all. Let's do this. not even talking so y'all can just hear it.
I have this thing about parking in front of cars on driveways.
I mean, I get it.
Remember when my C6 was sitting there and the fucking cable just broke?
Oh,
and
yeah.
started rolling back?
Yeah.
I can only imagine, like, that car breaks, rolls down, hit my FD. Then I gotta use your homeowner's insurance to pay for it.
Never a dull moment. Man, listen to that thing though. All right, so Mike's just getting here. I'm gonna pull my car down and we're gonna take it for a test drive. I mean, I gotta get my video too. So we got the car out. Mike's not even patient, so he won't even let me switch the other wheels. So I have like 3 different wheels on here, or 2 different wheels on the front. Look, no more fuel. Finally sounds good, finally looks good. It finally revs. Look, 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 look. Woo. Hey, you're right though, it ain't chomping.
It's not chopping, it's smooth though. It sounds good.
Super smooth.
It's nice and creamy.
Finally. All right, let's drive this thing. All right. I haven't driven this car in so long, so I don't need to have any judgment at first. Oh, yeah, that's rubbing bad. Here we go. Yeah! Oh, way more balls. Wait for these people to come. See if I can make a turn on this. These wheels are rubbing. That's a 3rd gear pull. This car is gonna be nasty. Oh my God. So far, everything good. Man, I don't want to be pissing off the neighbors, but I could drive this all day. Yo, it's done. It's finally done. We'll head back to the house before we piss off everybody. She's already mad. Dude, it sounds so good.
It does.
Sounds so good.
Rev it up a little bit.
Everything works. Tack works. Check engine light works. Speedometer works. Temperature works. Man.
Crack that virginity.
Hell yeah. Now it's time to get yours, and we need to mob. All right, and just like that, now Mike's gone. I mean, we have had a successful day today. So I feel like a million times better. There's a huge weight off my shoulders. And now it's just like, man, now it's time to plan events, time to plan drift days and all that. So, man, look at it just sitting out there. You guys can hear Mike, I'm sure. But, man, so stoked on this. I do have a couple other things I need to do to it. You guys know that I got some new brakes for it because now that I got the power, I need the stopping power. So I'll be making another video on that. But I mean, that's it. That's gonna wrap it for this. This is a final actual startup video, a successful drive video, no issues. So, I mean, we did it. I mean, I want to thank you guys so much for the support, for you guys tuning in, checking in with me on my DMs and my Instagram and everything that you guys do, because I mean, that push also helps me not want to quit on this. And I got to tell you, you guys have seen the frustration throughout the whole process that, I mean, there was times that, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, that I was just like, you know what, screw this, I'm done. Like, I mean, I've done it before. After the first LS6 blew up, I went back to a VQ. I was like, it's reliable and that type of stuff, but there's no feeling like the LS powered Z. And so I kept pushing, and with your guys' help and all the stuff that you guys have done to, you know, help keep me motivated and all that, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank you guys for the support. I mean, it's still wild to me that I have so many people out there that check in with me, that, you know, support, that shout me out, that do a whole bunch of things. And it's just, it's nothing but love for y'all. So, on behalf of me, on behalf of the girl, because she deals with a lot of my bullshit too, and all of the frustration that comes with it, and Mike and you guys constantly rocking with us. Thank you so much. Yeah, man, let's start figuring out other videos, fun videos, and driving videos. Till next time, peace.